Hey guys, it's Lady B, and I am back with more Town Hall 13 updates for you. As you know, there's a new hero that's going to be hitting Clash of Clans in the Town Hall 13 update, and she is pretty powerful. You want to take a look at her? Let's check her out. So here she is, the Royal Champion. Now she has a special ability that we'll talk about in just a little bit, but let's get some details on her. We're going to talk about stats and then we're going to see her in gameplay. So the Royal Champion is a hardened veteran of many battles, armed with fast reflexes and a fast mind. That is, she often attacks before thinking and gets herself into a pickle. That sounds kind of familiar. Let's move on and take a look and see what she's going to cost us. So the Royal Champion initially for your level 1 is going to take no time. You'll get her immediately, but it will cost 120,000 in Dark Elixir. Now let's take a look at her on the map and then we'll max her out and see what she does. The Royal Champion maxes out at level 20, so we have our level 20 Royal Champion set and ready to go. Let's take a quick look into her description and the stats, bearing in mind that the stats are subject to change. Reading through very quickly, over the wall and at them, the Royal Champion is only afraid of 4 things, and the enemy isn't one of them. She attacks with her spear at short range and throws her shield to take down defenses once her Seeking Shield ability is unlocked. So we now know that her ability is going for damage units. We know that she is a hero that goes for damage, which is completely different from anything we have right now. The King, the Queen, the Grand Warden will target anything, but she is directly going for defenses. As we can see, her favorite target type is defenses. Now we saw at short range, she is single target, and she does target both ground and air. She has 24 movement speed, and quickly looking through her DPS and hit points, her damage per second is actually 530, which is a little bit higher than the King and not too much lower than the Queen at level 65. And the hit points, she's actually higher than a level 65 Queen at 39, but way lower than a level 65 King. Regeneration time when she dies out is going to be 43 minutes, so you're going to want to maybe boost her in between. And we do know that she's going to get that ability unlocking at level 5, as all the heroes do, with it going up as you go in increments of 5. So it unlocks at 5, you have 10, 15, and 20, so you get some extra boost along the way with that. But let's take a quick look into the stats on her Seeking Shield. So we're at level 4 here, and the damage on that Seeking Shield is 1860, so this packs a nice punch. The health recovery time for her when you pop the ability is 2600, so it's actually way more than a level 65 Queen, and I don't think it's too far off actually from the level 65 King. And this shield actually targets 4 units, 4 defenses to be exact. Reading through quickly, the Royal Champion throws her shield at the nearest defense, dealing a blow that is certain to leave a dent. The shield then bounces onwards to nearby defenses, dishing out additional destruction. Upgrade your hero to 5 to improve her ability. For the purpose of showcasing what the Royal Champion does, I actually have some defenses lined up here to show that she really does focus on going towards those defenses rather than anything else. And I also want to see a little bit of the chain. So let's take a quick look. So we drop her here, and as you can see, she is short range. She has to step up in the range of the splash damage of that wizard tower to actually target it. So she is going to take on some damage, but she is fairly tanky, not too far. Well, she is more than the Queen, but a little bit further from the King, so not super tanky. But we let her go through here, and look how much damage she's taking on, still handling it pretty well, including from the scatter shot. You see that splash damage there targeting her. So we are going to have to force the ability. We'll get to see her regeneration on this, and we pop that ability, and my goodness, you can see she just knocks through 4 defenses with that. It goes a straight clear path but look at her health again. She is nearly back to full health with that. She continues on her way, and look at the damage she's taking. She's going up against those 2 scatter shots. She went up against a wizard tower, an archer tower, a cannon, 2 cannons, 2 scatter shots, and a Tesla. And she basically got through them all except 1 scatter shot. So she is a pretty hefty unit here. Now let's take a quick look at one more example of that shield in action before we go into a full attack. So here we're going to look at another example. I have this on halftime speed because I want to showcase this a little bit more in slow-mo. We can see that she does go directly for those defenses. She completely bypasses the storage. So we do know that that's always going to be her first and foremost target as a giant, as a hog would be, as a loon. That is her main directive here. But what I want to show here is the pathing. It's not just a straight line for those defenses. She goes for some of the closest defenses around with that shield. Well, the shield ability does. So we can see we're getting ready to pop the ability, and you're going to watch it cut across this base. It hits here, 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 and here. Wow. So shooting around almost like a boomerang for that one. But again, it only hits 4 targets and then it's done. But that did some nice work, and she is still going strong. So she has single-handedly, with her ability, cleared out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 defenses here. That is a lot of power in this. Now, before we get into an actual attack, let's see how she does on the defense. One of the things that comes to mind in trying to take her down with a unit would be a P.E.K.K.A. P.E.K.K.A.s are very tanky. We know they can easily take down a queen. And let's see how the P.E.K.K.A. does against her. We can see he's taken on a lot of damage, but ultimately he wins and has a little bit extra health to continue on his way. I was curious to see what would happen if we use the new troop coming, the Yeti, and his Yetimites. So let's see, because we know he goes for anything in his way. And as he takes on heat, those little Yetimites come through and they go for the defenses. But this is where she goes and she actually chases them off. But they still manage to take down the wizard towers. So this is something you can actually use, maybe with backing up with a wizard in order to take out a champion if she's a little bit on the outskirts of the base. Some of you guys might know I'm a Game of Thrones fan, so I really needed to do this one. I wanted to see how the E-Drag, which actually looks like the ice dragon, how it handled against the champion and her spear. And as it had happened in Game of Thrones, the spear won against the dragon. Now, if the dragon's a little bit further out, maybe where it's not taking that direct damage, it could help with the lightning chain, but I just don't think that's a viable source. To showcase one of the best ways to use this royal champion, in my opinion, I've actually joined her with forces with a Yeti for a funnel on the outside of the base. Now, I want to go in with a Yeti smash, and I really want to take out this 11 to 12 o'clock quadrant. I want to get rid of all these defenses. So we drop the Yeti, drop the Yeti down, wizards to funnel here. You're going to see I've got my royal champion coming in. Now we have the benefit of the Yetimites going after the defenses plus the royal champion going after the defenses. I pop that ability, get her going through, and look how much of this base is taken out. Exactly the value I want on this. And you can see I've dropped the king here for the funnel. Queen starts up top. I've got the healers working with her. So queen walk leading into the Yeti smash. And we're going to continue moving through. Now, the ice golems can actually be delayed. I happen to drop these first. There's a lot to be said about dropping your ice golems afterwards because you can get a lot more value out of them. And you'll see this a little bit more with some strategies using witches, and you can delay ice golems. But for this Yeti smash, I wound up dropping them, and you can see I didn't get much value out of it, unfortunately. It didn't freeze up enough. But I get the main pack of Yetis starting to move forward. A couple actually straggle behind, and this worked out pretty well for me because you can see they're working on a couple of their defenses along the way in the center of the base while the larger pack with my queen and grand warden work their way through. And this is where I can start Operation Yeti Drop. And I have a Stone Slammer that works its way through. Yetis on the outskirt there that are gonna power through and meet up at the same time in the town hall. Was this luck? I don't know, but it worked out pretty well in my favor. And I was able to drop a bunch of Yetis in the core, rage them up on the town hall while the queen worked her way through inside the base, helped out with some of the defenses. But you're gonna see she actually comes back around. This is 200 IQ for my queen here. I've never seen this happen, but she goes through, she knocks out the wizard tower, and then she takes a jump. I'm amazed, I'm astonished. But my queen really was a champ on this one. You can see we have Yetis continuing to work through the base. And these guys, I've got 3 of them still with their Yetimites all set and ready to go. Queen does her work through some of those last remaining defenses. I've got some cleanup set down with the archers. And it's just pretty easy to finish up here. So I really like the value that I got out of the Royal Champion. I want to know what you guys think about it, how you think it would be utilized best. But personally, because she does go for defenses, I think we're going to see her a lot for funneling, which gives you so many more options with these style attacks and with attacks in general, because you can now have a super easy way to funnel with a little extra push. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of the newest hero? What do you think she'll be best at, and how will you utilize her? Do you think she's powerful enough? Do you think she's too powerful? I want to hear it from you guys. Now, if you're enjoying the content, please make sure that you click that thumbs up button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notifications so you know when I drop the next video. And my social media is in the description below. So if you want to follow me on Twitter to know when I'm streaming or posting more videos, you can check it out there. Until next time, this is Lady B. I'll catch you guys later.